Good morning, everybody. It's January the 31st. Fixing to haul behind up into February. Looking forward to it. It's cold. We're just getting all the heaters fired up, and I had to cut that big one off so we could shoot this video right quick. But we are bringing you some awesome news, great news from the beginning. It's going to taper off into a little bit, not quite, but it's not, Anyway, so let's get to it. Um, Shannon at Devoted Patriots did a video last week, and it was talking about Arizona. And in Arizona, they are now able to get the splunk logs. No, that's not going to Taco Bell and eating 6 chicken quesadillas and 3 crunchy tacos. This is the actual, what it'll be is the routers will be what they were used for certain parts of what quote unquote was used to run the 2020 people picking process, which I'm using code words if anybody sees this video for the first time. I do have a little bit of hair. We're just holding. It's just cold. So check this out. That will allow us the ability to see what was connected, what was interfaced, what times things were done. This will help to complete. Because see, right now, I've talked about Brnovich. Not really. We haven't seen a lot since the since the hearing they had where there was an admission of information that was deleted. Best I can tell you right now. Can't go too deep into that. YouTube will get onto me. So what that means now is maybe Brnovich is kind of sitting idle for a minute at this point, waiting for that part of the information to come so he can finish a possible criminal investigation that should be taking place. I'd imagine that he'd probably be doing something. He has been quite patriotic lately in situations where he's met with the public. I did a video uploaded where he was like, somebody had asked him about his jab status, whether or not he was jabbed, and he was like, he looked at the person, he goes, I forget what he said something back to him. This was a few weeks ago, but he had asked him something about, did you have AIDS? I can't remember what it was, but he come back at them and they were like, excuse me? And they're like, well, if you're going to ask me about my medical history, then it's my duty to fire back. Better yet, let's just not do that. That's what he said. And let me see here. I've got to answer this phone. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get back at it. Okay, so he's been real patriotic, talky. So and he's also. I do remember when all this went down. Say whenever that hearing had taken place, and what he had done is, if I remember correctly, he had the letter he had sent the board of the people, whatever these are. I can't remember everything exactly, but trust me, this happened. I've done some videos on it, so we'll have to look back. I'll have to even look back. He requested and enforced all preservation of information. In other words, that was a good sign for what was to take place, but we just haven't heard anything. He had requested for information to be preserved. That means that everything should be just like it was. Now here, I know what everybody's going to think. They're going to say, well, man, what if they, get rid of something? Well, to be honest with you, if they do that, that makes it worse, because that can be found out as well. There is a specific firm that's going to be, I've got to use code words here, so it trips me up, y'all. There's going to be certain people that are doing this, and it's going to be an independent investigation, because we know Cyber Ninjas got took out. They're having a hard time right now. But I do believe that everything will work out for them as well, especially when everything comes to light, because they'll be able to file lawsuits, and then everything will kind of flip back over. So anyways, let's, without too much speculation, just be looking for more great news to come out of Arizona. Sorry about that. Wisconsin's on my mind. Yes, this runs me. Anyways, a lady 30 years old. Let me see here. Hold on one second. This woman, she was 30 years old. She is a former Miss USA, and her name was Chelsea Christ. And she had. This is not good news. This is unfolding. We don't know the exact circumstances and what the motive was behind it. But she lived in a 9th floor apartment in New York, and it's a 30-story building. She left a note, kind of explaining things, but what it is, she jumped to her death, and it's sad. This is very, very, very sad. But she was quite beautiful. She was very smart. She was also a very well-educated attorney. So I'm not, right now, I don't trust any right now because there's so many things going on behind the scenes. So I'm hopefully we'll find out more information on what happened here because this just sounds kind of fishy to me. She had a really good life. She had no history of mental illness. So I don't know. This is quite interesting. So I'll link the article in the description so you can look into this as well. And yeah. And and so we'll go back over some stuff here. Today, there'll be a link in also in the description to the Fox and Archibald show. We'll be discussing a little bit of everything. We had a good time. We had a few extra guests. Sweet Home, North Carolina, Sweet Home, West Virginia, Matt McWaters. Super. These are some really good people, man. Oh, so much fun. And we're actually just starting this show out, so we're all getting kind of acclimated to each other. And it's all coming together really beautifully, but it's called the Fox Archibald Show. I'll put the link in the description. But on Neil Young, that's some of the subjects we talked about because of the fact that music is a reflection of society. What people are into, how the music sounds, that's all a reflection of society and people in emotion. And Neil Young, for years, was very well known for being a freedom fighter. He wanted freedom of speech. He wanted a free country. He wanted America. He liked things the way they were. He liked the good dirt of the salt of the earth. I said that. All right. So he went against Spotify or gave them an ultimatum, talking about pull his music or pull Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's been real outspoken, but of course Joe Rogan has freedom of speech just like everybody else. And last time I checked, the cancel culture was a form of psychological operations done by Nazi regimes like Hitler and all that. So look into that. So if you want to start cancel culture, then you can see what side of the fence you're on. But he gave them an ultimatum to pull my music, as Neil Young said, or Joe Rogan. And of course, they went Neil Young. And so now he's got a whole team of old burnout hippies. Well, I can't say a whole team, but Joni Mitchell, that activist. She was, I didn't live in that time, so the only, just like media shows all the little good points about her, but she done a lot of really bad things too. She was well known for sort of like being communist activists, so-called freedom fighters, but really actually the fascist system that she enjoyed, which was all the musical success and the money, the whole time talking about fascism. Anyways, she was also caught in blackface, and I'll cut to that right quick here. I just took a screenshot of that, just an easy way to get this picture uploaded because you had to see that, and that was her. So anyways, I think there's one other person, I think the guitarist for Neil Young, who went on his own, and I can't even remember his name, so I'm not even going to mention it because he doesn't deserve any recognition for being a douche, but he decided to pull his music too, which nobody cares. Nope. And I'm an old school music fan, and there was a few songs by Neil Young that I was okay with, even knowing the song that he had wrote, Southern Man, which pretty much trashed people like kind of where I'm at and all the way down just for any kind of reason. As his freedom of speech, I allowed him to have that, and I didn't hold that against him because he did write some good music. But since he wants to be cancel culture, I'm not canceling him. I'm not. He decided he canceled himself. I'm going to pull for the people who are for freedom. And if you're going to if you're trying to take somebody's freedom, their voice, and that means that I cannot support you, not because I'm not canceling you, I'm just not going to support you. And so that's kind of where I stand with that. I don't want anybody to do anything that would be like, say for instance, if they brought Neil Young back, I wouldn't say Joe Rogan ought not to be on there. Whatever, heck, rock and roll, get back on there, have a good time. But I'm just not going to support you. So, anyways, anybody else that can freedom to do whatever you want to do, but that's just how I feel. So anyhow, thank you very much. I'll put the link to the Fox and Archibald show in the description. Lots of love. Have a great week ahead, and God is in control.